Tragically lost in new fanfic by the Discord chat. Ha guys, what's up? Bob Duncan here from Bob's Bugs Be Gone. Bob Duncan says while he walks into a restaurant. Hey Bobby boy, how ya doing? Adam Sandler asks while smiling at Bob Duncan. Bob Duncan smiles back and says, I'm doing good bro. Well, just broke up with Amy, he continues. Adam Sandler takes a sip of wine and sighs. Was Pixels a mistake? He asks. I have a gun, everyone get the fuck down. This will all go easier if I just get what I want. Now take off your pants. Someone screams, but no one responds. Bob Duncan laughs. Such a wild card. Absolutely not, he says. Great movie. Adam Sandler looks at Bob and starts to laugh with him. Then they notice the man screaming. My pants are already off, Adam Sandler says. Mine as well, Bob Duncan says. They look at each other still laughing and starting to blush. Hey buddy, what's going on here? Adam Sandler asks to the screaming man. Well, this fell apart quickly. The man responds. Join our wine session you feisty man, Bob Duncan says and smiles at the man. The man looks confused. I'm wheezing right now and you're all missing it, he says. We like your type around here, Bob responds. The man puts his gun away. "'Kay," he says. Adam Sandler continues the conversation. Yeah, he says, things haven't been going too well with Jackie, my wife. Bob Duncan blushes. I'm so lonely, Adam Sandler continues and stares into Bob's eyes. Bob Duncan looks away mind-boggled. Well, he stutters. The random man flags the waiter. I need a different table, he says. Adam Sandler chuckles. Bob, what's wrong? He asks while smirking. Bob Duncan stands up and yells no. Please stay, he says to the man. Then he blushes a deep red. Nothing's wrong, he says. Adam Sandler finishes wine. Waiter. He screams. We need another bottle here, we're going to stay a while. Okay, the random guy says and walks away from the table and back. How can I help you? He asks. Bob and Adam are looking confused at the man. Yeah, I'm actually the waiter. The man responds. Bob Duncan fixes his hair. Yeah, we're gonna need a bottle of your finest wine, Adam says. Bob smiles and says, on me. I got money, Adam says and blushes. No, I'll pay. He continues. The waiter grabs the empty bottle. Of course ma'am, I'll be one moment, he says. Ain't gonna stop me, Bob Duncan says and laughs. Then he starts to scream. M.A.M.? Did you just assume my gender? Michael Rosen looks confused at the table next to him. I don't even know what's going on anymore, he says. The waiter smashes the empty bottle on his head, rips off his shirt, and climbs on the neighboring table. In a low tone he screams with all his might. Fool fucker dog fucker, fool fucker dog fucker, fool fucker dog fucker. Bob Duncan jumps up. Hey, careful bud, he says, you might hurt. He blushes, him. The manager comes over looking angry. What is going on here? He asks frustrated. Sir, I just thought. The waiter says but can't finish what he was about to say. Him hurt. Adam Sandler says under his breath. Am badly hurt. Then he falls to ground. The manager face palms and screams, wrong table you fool. Bob Duncan is concerned. Oh my God, he says, what have you done, you monster? How will I ever live? Michael Rosen looks angry at the whole scene. Quiet please, he says, I'm trying to eat. The waiter gets in Adam's face and asks angry, what did you do to my drink? Then Adam Sandler starts coughing up blood. A sudden expression of anger blazes across Bob Duncan's steamy face. "Help!" Adam whispers. "You what?" the waiter says, not really knowing any more what's going on. I think I have cancer," Adam continues. Bob Duncan wails and screams with tears in his eyes, "No, I have to confess now. I love you." The waiter slowly walks away doing the Cotton Eye Joe. Adam Sandler blushes a deep red. "And I dream about you at night." Bob Duncan continues crying. Wah. Adam stutters with disbelief in his yes. Bob side smiles while saying, "It's true, buddy boy." "You love me?" Adam Richard Sandler. Adam asks, still in disbelief but with tears in his eyes. While Adam and Bob are talking, in the background, the waiter is screaming at random patrons about Buzz Lightyear. Bob Duncan smiles fully ear to ear. "Yes, you." Adam Richard Sandler. Adam Sandler coughs up more blood. I love you too," he says while smiling and crying at the same time. In the distance the waiter screams, "You are a toy," and then glass shatters. Bob's smile fades. "Bob's bugs be gone," he says. Then everything happens at the same time. Insects huddle around Adam. The SWAT team runs in, guns raised. Michael Rosen runs across the room while screaming the B-movie script. To infinity and beyond. The waiter screams. Gunshots. Bees. "I command you, bugs, please, dear Lord Bug. Save Adam fucking Sand nigger from this attack," Bob Duncan cries. "I submit to the bugs," Adam says. The waiter walks back, covered in blood. The rest of the patrons look horrified. He fixes his somehow still on boat. "How is everything over here?" he asks. Bob Duncan's eyes ablaze with joy. "Just how I planned," he says. Bob. Will you be the Jack to my Jill?" Adam asks. "Clicks tongue nice booty," Michael Rosen says. The waiter leaves the restaurant while screaming "Re-e-e-e-e-e-e-e-e." A single tear drops from Bob's one lonely cheek to the ground. Michael Rosen starts slow clapping. Patrons with limbs missing can be seen screaming in the background. Emergency services rush in. A SWAT member grabs the manager by his throat. "How did he get away?" Adam Sandler lets out a soft moan. "Bob, come closer," he says. Bob inches closer to Adam's face, growing more flustered by the second. The whole restaurant starts to clap along with Michael Rosen. The waiter sprints back in wielding a unicycle, hitting people with it. "Oh shit, what up?" For some reason the rest of the patrons won't stop clapping, even though their loved ones are being massacred with a unicycle. Adam Sandler strokes Bob's bald head. The SWAT team finally tackles the waiter. "No. It was just a prank," he says while grinning. Michael Rosen looks at the water at the table. "Are you going to drink that?" he asks. "My love, I knew I loved you. It's always been hard, you know. One lonely night after the other filled with tears and whiskey. But now." Bob Duncan smiles. "I think I found my lifesaver." The waiter screams at the top of his lungs. "Not supposed to be this rough with white people." Then he is finally dragged away. "Despite all the chaos, you have been by my side. Be my gay lover," Adam says. "I do. I will be your gay lover," Bob says. "I will be your damn messed up lover. It doesn't matter to me as long as we're together," he says while crying. Michael Rosen screams, "Ha gay." Another waiter walks towards the table. He is a large gorilla in a suit. "I apologize about that. My name is Harambe. I will now be your server for tonight. Is right now a good time to ask for your orders or?" Screams continue in the background. "I order." Bob Duncan smiles and blushes a kiss from Adam. Then suddenly Adam grabs Bob's face and kisses him passionately. Haram smiles and nods. A woman holding a headless baby shrieks as she walks past. Michael Rosen calls the Ghostbusters. Bob Duncan pushes harder into the kiss. Adam continues kissing Bob while stroking his head. News reporters rush into the restaurant. They run past all of the carnage and the table. Adam. Is it true you are with Bob Duncan now? They scream. Adam Sandler breaks the kiss and Bob Duncan looks towards camera like in The Office. Yes, it is true, Adam says triumphantly, Bob Duncan is my gay lover. The whole restaurant goes wild, even the ones with limbs missing. Bob Duncan swipes some leftover blood of the smashed human remains on the ground due to unicycle massacre. Everyone stops, even the emergency services. They begin to cheer the two men on. Haram is now masturbating furiously. Out of the corner of his eye he spots a young boy. He slides out of frame. Michael Bay walks in and says, I'm going to make a movie about this. And I'll direct it, Adam Sandler says. Bob sits back on the now broken set of table and chairs where less than 10 minutes ago he sat with a lonely heart and stares into space, deep in thought, alone with his mind. The original waiter runs back in, cuffs and all. Will you be wanting the check? He asks. Adam sits on Bob's lap and says, I'm here, while smiling. Bob continues staring in the distance. It needs more explosions. Michael Bay screams. The families scream. The man who just slaughtered their loved ones is back, but the police gather him again. Niggers. Niggers. He is tasted and brought back out. In the background we see Haram smash the little boy against the back wall. It seems like everything turned out well, Michael Rosen says and walks through the door. Bob Duncan and Adam Sandler look at each other smiling and start kissing each other again. Well, that's it. The waiter says, and starts to clean up all the blood and bodies on the ground. Bob and Adam walk away, hand in hand, both smiling. Until next time, the waiter says with a tear in his eye while watching the two lovers walk away. The end.